Welcome back to Our Issues Milwaukee. I'm your host, Andrea Williams. Our focus this morning has been on the Stars and Stripes Honor Flight, Wisconsin. We just spoke with Karen Roelke, who is the VP of Public Relations, about the mission and the importance of these flights. She joins us again, and my next guest is Vietnam veteran Mr. Michael Kelley, who is an Army sergeant in Vietnam. How are you?
Thank you. I'm doing great this morning.
I'm glad to hear that, and very glad to have you here today. So Karen has already told us just a little bit about you, but if you would kind of talk about your involvement in going to the war. How'd you end up there?
Well, it was a volunteer. I volunteered because I had a cousin that I called brother, and he was drafted to go, and following behind in his footsteps.
Wow.
So it was different and exciting. It was something new, and being 21 at the time, you know, you didn't know what to expect. And being in the service, I didn't know about Vietnam. I didn't find out about Vietnam until I was actually sent a telegram saying you are being taken over to Vietnam, and that was 1966.
Wow.
So it was a difference.
Oh, I'm sure. So the Vietnam War actually started in the 1950s and ended in 1975, right?
Yes.
And that's when North and South Vietnam were reunited as one country. So you had 1/3 of the soldiers who were drafted, 2/3 volunteered.
Yes.
You were one of those volunteers.
Yes.
For the military. 11,000 were women in Vietnam, and 12.5% were African American.
Yes.
So being a young man in the military, what were your thoughts when you found out you were going to Vietnam? Or, well, you said you weren't really aware of, you know, what was going on. So what were your thoughts once you got there?
It was different. And at the time, I want to share this too, I was married going over. And I was leaving a family behind. So getting there was totally different. It was something that I had never expected. Getting on the bus with wire around, dealing with the smell of the country and hearing the bang, bang, bang and the booms, things that I was not prepared for. But eventually I had an opportunity to become a part of that, and I was aware of all of the functions that were taking place in Vietnam at that time.
Wow. So, Karen, when you hear these kind of stories, what goes through your mind?
I am humbled by veterans like Mike who joined, knowing that others were being drafted. You know, especially in his case, following the footsteps of someone that was important to him.
Yeah.
You know, what a sacrifice for his country.
Yeah, I mean, to make that commitment and volunteer to go to the military really says a lot about who you are.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So let's get back into your experience in Vietnam. In July of 1965, President Johnson called for 50,000 more ground troops to be sent to Vietnam, increasing the draft to 35,000 each month. And then by 1966, U.S. troop numbers in Vietnam rose to 400,000. So you were seeing more and more soldiers come to Vietnam at that point.
Exactly. I was one of those that was going at that time. And believe it or not, you know, some of us did not receive the basic things like jungle training, nor did we go over with jungle fatigues and jungle boots. So we were on the fringes of not knowing a lot of things. And so getting into in-country was different.
Yeah.
We had to learn. There was no water to drink. I was with a medical unit that supplied most of Vietnam with medical supplies throughout the country. We had to make sure that these supplies were delivered ASAP, as I would say.
Wow. So when you talk about being in the jungle,
Yes.
what was that like?
Terrible. Hot.
Like in one word, huh?
It was miserable. Your clothes rotted off of you.
Wow.
You know, it wasn't a comfortable feeling. You couldn't wash. There were so many things that you miss by being at home. You know, and sometimes volunteering don't get you the other things, you know, but I mean, it was a good sacrifice. I met a lot of people there, and I worked with a lot of people, and it was a good time. It was a bad time also.
Yeah, yeah.
But the good times, I lived with that until my time coming out of Vietnam.
You guys were able to balance it out, find a way to laugh and entertain yourselves.
Oh, yeah.
And when you talk about the smell of the country, is there any way to describe that?
Wow, it's so different. There was no sewage system there.
Wow.
So whatever was put on the ground stayed on the ground. You know, they had no canals of water taking trash away, and you know, it was just.
So did you eventually become immune to the smell?
Oh, definitely.
Wow.
Yeah, that was.
Like,
that was
I am blown away just hearing these stories, and everybody has a different story, from World War II to the Korean War to now the Vietnam War, and all the situations were so very different, but
Yes.
so much alike, you
That's
know. So you were responsible, correct me if I'm wrong, for bringing back fallen soldiers?
Yes, my last part of the duty, they had just opened up Cameron Bay, and they put in what they call an ice house. So as we were getting supplies out to the soldiers for their treatments in the hospitals and things like that, part of our duty the last 3 months was to bring the body bags back to Cameron Bay to what they call the ice house. And so that was a real hard job to do.
I'm sure.
It was-
Because in your mind, you're thinking, this could be me at any time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it was very frightening. You know, for a young man, I had to learn to live again. I had to learn to do things. I had to understand that this was a duty. I had to honor my country.
So sadly, 1 in every 10 American soldiers who served in Vietnam were killed or wounded, and over 1,700 are still unaccounted for, which is unbelievable. So were you aware while you were in Vietnam of all the protests and just how unpopular the war was?
No, we didn't have.
There was no technology like today,
Yeah,
right?
when I went there, Motown was just beginning.
Wow.
There was no music. There was no radios. Conversation was from one soldier to another soldier, and then you could pick up on little different things, but you didn't know about the protest and how people felt about the war at that time.
Wow. So Karen, I keep going back to you because I know that you get the opportunity to talk with countless veterans about so many different things. And so what probably is the most amazing to you when just hearing them talk about the stories?
Every veteran has a different amazing story. But for me, what I find really overwhelming is and I don't know if it happened in your case, but veterans who, you know, experienced terrible things in combat, losing friends, that sort of thing, and then came home to outright scorn and such negativity from sometimes even their family. You know, their neighbors, their. I've had veterans tell me stories of changing out of their military clothes into civilian clothes at the suggestion of their superior officers on the way home, because they said you don't want to be in military clothes on a civilian aircraft, and but their haircut gave them away. And a veteran would be sitting next to other passengers who would get up and demand to be reseated because they wouldn't sit next to a Vietnam soldier.
Wow, and that breaks my heart because you hear about everything you just went through, fighting for our country, doing it, you know, as a commitment and honor, and then that. So talk about what you experienced when you came back home.
Oh, it was hard. When we landed in Seattle, we were told to take the uniforms off if you were going to fly home, and to put on your civilian clothes. And that was okay. But getting back to where I came from, it was very difficult. And the reason I say that was that when I got home, I wasn't married anymore. I went in with a wife and came out without a wife. So I had 2 strikes. One was getting talked about as a soldier, and the other one was not having a family to return to.
Wow, that breaks my heart. So let's talk about your honor flight before we run out of time.
Yes.
You went in June.
Yes.
And you had your son go along with you.
Oh, that was so awesome.
And we have some pictures of you and your son just having a ball. But not only did you see the memorials that are set up for veterans, but you also went to the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial, right?
Yes, we sure did.
Talk about your experience.
It was awesome. Me and my son, we took pictures under a Dr. Martin Luther King. And it was beautiful. The weather was just right, and people were friendly. I mean, wherever you walk, people were saying, welcome home, soldier, congratulations, you did it, you know, and it was a good feeling. 54 years of waiting, and now it's coming, you know.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that it was coming so fast because we were constantly moving. And my son said, "Are you all right, Dad? Can I help you?" I say, "Look, I'm not an old man." You know, so.
He was a good guardian. He told him to do that.
Oh, wow. I love it. So it's interesting with everything that you've shared with us. A survey by the Veterans Administration, it says some 500,000 of the 3 million troops who served in Vietnam suffered from post-traumatic stress disorder, rates of divorce, suicide, alcoholism, and drug addiction, and they were the highest among the Vietnam vets. Yes. So how did you deal, you know?
Well, once getting back, you know, having a mom, she was beautiful, and she says, you know, you have to look at life as it is. Take one day at a time and step forward. She says, life will be good for you, you know, without a doubt. And I had to believe her.
Yeah.
And it was. It was the greatest thing in the world, you know, just listening to her talk.
I love that, and what a blessing to have someone who supported you in that way.
That's right.
And could reassure you that everything's going to be okay.
That's right.
And today you knew Mama was right.
Oh, she was right. She wrote me letters every day.
Yes.
So
now, before
awesome.
we wrap up, you brought something with you, and we are quickly running out of time. So share it with us.
I brought
if you
a
would.
card. This was from my son, and I wanted to share this with you.
Okay,
today.
go right ahead.
And it says, let me put these glasses on. I'm not getting old. It says, Dad, this is something special that we are going to celebrate. You together and me. I am proud of you and your service. Glad you made it back. If not, I would not have been able to be here to share this moment with you.
Oh.
That's from Junior.
So very special, and I just thank you so much for joining us today, sharing your story, and just reminding everybody that the honor flight is important.
It is. And can I say one thing before you go?
We're wrapping up.
I want to say thank you to the honor flight and to the sponsors that sponsored our flight, the Newmans, I think, and say thank you again for that.
Well, thank you. I speak for many when I say that, and thank you as well. We've got Karen Relke. She is the Vice President of Public Relations for the Honor Flight, and Michael Kelley. He's a Vietnam veteran who has taken part with the Stars and Stripes Honor Flight Wisconsin. We thank him and all the vets for their service. For more information, visit starsandstripeshonorflight.org or call 262-238-7740. That's going to do it for today's show. I'm your host, Andrea Williams. As always, thank you for watching, and I hope you join us again next week as we take another look at our issues, Milwaukee. Have a great day.